We have finally arrived at the last event for the TuneTrax Racing Diecast League for Season 3. For this event, we will have a double lane curve tournament featuring 4 cars. And this could be the very last event that will decide who will be champion for the TuneTrax Racing Diecast League. This is brought to you by JLHcrafts.com Racing, and be sure to check the description below to check out his store and his diecast racing accessories. So, taking a look at the sole leader, no pun intended, we have Soul's Diecast Odyssey with 5 wins. He can wrap this up today with a victory. So without further delay, let's get into the action. First up, we have the Chrysler Thunderbolt going up against Fast Forward. Remember, these are best of 3. Each car will change lanes each race. And they're off. And it looks like the Chrysler Thunderbolt has a slight lead with Fast Forward taking over. And the Thunderbolt overtakes him again. And he is going to cruise in for the first win of the night with a 9:71 time, and he leads the series 1-0. Looking at the replay, you can see the race is pretty close going down the first stretch. Come around the bend, Fast Forward takes the lead, but the Chrysler Thunderbolt takes it right back and doesn't look back after this, and he will cruise in past the finish line. So for race 2 of the series, they're off. And that Chrysler Thunderbolt grabs the early lead, whips around the first bend, but here comes Fast Forward. He grabs the lead and overtakes him, and he is going to even up the series at 1 apiece with a 9:32 time. It was do or die for Fast Forward, and he had no room for a mistake. So you can see he takes that apex perfectly, whips around it, overtakes the Chrysler Thunderbolt, and cruises past him to even up the series. Back at the gate for race 3, and there they go. Neck and neck down the ramp with the Chrysler Thunderbolt in the lead, and the Fast Forward takes over. And the Chrysler Thunderbolt takes it back. Here goes Fast Forward. And the Chrysler Thunderbolt hangs on and wins this series 2-1 with a 9:59 time. What an impressive race by the Chrysler Thunderbolt, as leads were exchanged multiple times. But the Chrysler Thunderbolt manages to fend off Fast Forward, and he will grab the victory heading in to the championship match. For the next matchup, we have the Pontiac Regis going up against the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. They're up at the starting grid, and they're off. And this one's looking really tight with the Pontiac Rangers grabbing the lead, but he hits the divider, loses control, and the Aston Martin smacks into him. Seems to have suffered some damage, and he limps into the finish line with a 13:25 time. Not the best time in the world, but it's enough to grab the victory, and that poor Regis looks like he took a nasty hit. Let's see that again. You see the Regis had a clear lead going around the first bend, loses control, slides across the divider. We had some contact between both cars, and the Aston Martin limps in for the victory. So back at the starting grid for race 2, they're off again. And this one looks even tighter, and the Aston Martin cannot grab the lead from the Pontiac Regis, and the Pontiac Regis will manage to tie this series at 1 apiece with a 9:92 time, and we have ourselves a race once again. You can see coming around the first bend, the Aston Martin tries to make a move, but cannot get past the Pontiac Regis. He denies him, but hold on to the lead all the way to the finish line. So we're back at the rubber match. And there they go again, and the Regis grabs a quick lead. He is pulling away from the Aston Martin. It looks like he is going to move on to the championship with a 9:76 time, and he will face the Chrysler Thunderbolt in a championship match, which will also be a best of 3. Congratulations to the Pontiac Regis, as he completely blew away the Aston Martin in this race. And this one wasn't even close, as he manages both bends perfectly, and he will move on. So both cars are getting ready for the championship match. And this should be a great one, folks, as we have the Chrysler Thunderbolt going up against the Pontiac Regis. Who is going to take the crown and who is going to walk away for the top driver for the TuneTrax Racing Diecast League? Let's find out. And both cars are off for race 1. The Regis grabs the early lead, but the Chrysler Thunderbolt overtakes him and grabs victory 1 with a 9:71 time, and he will jump ahead in the series 1-0. This entire tournament has been filled with overtakes, and this one was no exception, as the Regis had the early lead but could not hold it, as the Thunderbolt storms back and grabs the first victory of the series. Now do or die for the Regis. The race is on. And it looks like the Thunderbolt has the lead once again, going around the first bend. But here comes the Regis. The Regis overtakes him and grabs the victory with a 9:58 time, tying up the series and setting up a game 3. This will be a do or die for both cars now. And this was yet another race with overtakes. And the Thunderbolt had the lead. Looked like he was going to be fine. But the Regis turns it on, going around the last bend. And going down the home stretch, he secures the win and will stretch this out to 3 races. So here we go. The cars are ready. And there they go, down the ramp. It looks like the Regis has a slight lead going around bend 1. The Regis can hear the Thunderbolt creeping up behind him. But the Regis holds on with a 9:76 time. And he is the champion for event 10. What an epic race. The Regis had the early lead. But you can see the Chrysler Thunderbolt right here start to make his move. He is creeping up behind him bit by bit. And going around the last bend, the Regis manages to fend him off. And he will grab the win by about a length and a half. And this will be a championship title for the Pontiac Regis. And congratulations to all the drivers who selected the Pontiac Regis for event 10. Let's check out the final standings brought to you by JLHcrafts.com Racing. And let's see who won it. And it is going to be Souls Diecast Odyssey, who will walk away with the Ace Driver Award for Season 3 for the TuneTrax Racing Diecast League with 6 victories. An impressive feat considering how hard this season has been. And job well done to Souls Diecast Odyssey, representing the United Kingdom. So here we have the championship banner going up for Souls Diecast Odyssey, champion of Season 3. Congratulations once again, Soul. We hope you enjoyed this long season as we saw many ups and downs of drivers competing to grab the top spot. And if you enjoyed this, drop us a like and subscribe. We will see you guys here soon at TuneTrax Racing.
Good job, Soul.